I'm Titouan. I'm 23 years old and this is how I qualified for my first World Championship.
Qui surveille pour l'instant, allez Titouan jusqu'au bout,
il faut qu'il croie en lui jusqu'au bout.
Il faut aller chercher la troisième place, il va le faire. Allez Titouan, jusqu'au bout, il va prendre la deuxième place devant Chaplin. Magnifique course de Titouan qui arrache sa place en finale.
So tell me where it all began.
So in the 1950, one man broke 4 minutes on the mile
Not
for
this far back. Not this far back.
After an amazing season last year, I got myself to get the standard for the World Championship in Tokyo. The standards were 3:33 and I ran 3:32.84. Unfortunately for me, with a very high level in France, I only finished 7th at the French Championship, so I didn't get to go.
Okay, ready? Yep. Okay, my name is DawgsMenech and I am Titouan's coach.
What were your hopes for Titouan for this indoor season?
Yeah, I mean the hopes and aspirations were to get him qualified for the World Champs. I think that was pretty much the idea from the beginning, even though we might not have said that clearly. We wanted to improve, we wanted to get better. But of course, in the back of our minds, like the goal was to make it in the World Champs, either in the 1500 or the 3K.
So what did you do for your first race of the season?
So we decided to run a mile in the famous Armory track in New York. That was the first race on the track after the French champ, so quite a while after. And we weren't too ready for it because we were coming from a big block of cross country, so not enough track session probably. But we went there being ready and being ready to fight, yeah, really. I thought I would have a shot to already maybe make the standard, but it didn't go as planned. I took a good start, but then I felt like I had nothing. I had no speed in me. I was washed after just a few laps, and 800 meters to go, I was like, wow, there's still 800 meters, and I just can't go anymore. So this ended up being a 3:56 with a 3:41 split for 1500, so way too slow. Still a PB on the mile, but I mean, that was I'm gonna say good opening of the season, but that didn't give me too much confidence for the rest of the season.
Did you ever see him running anything else other than the 1500?
Glad you asked. No, I would say I think we had maybe like a 50-50 goal. Personally, and I've shared that with Titouan, I feel like he might have been even better at the 3K than the 1500. So we kind of kept our options open and we wanted to see what he could do in both. We felt confident he could get both standards, and then we would kind of decide from there, knowing that the 3K standard was, in our point of view, quite a lot more harder to obtain. But we felt confident in both races, and we wanted to decide after the season happened and decide where we were going to go for.
So you were in the 3K. It's great competition.
Yeah,
But
3K in Boston, great competition, great feel, great pace on the paper. But after the pacer decided to step out, the people that were in the front, which I'm not gonna blame because I obviously wasn't in the front and wasn't ready to take on the pace, decided to slow it down. Maybe not on purpose, maybe they were too cooked, I don't know. Which lead us to a more tactical race at the end. I mean, it ended up being a good time because that's my PB. By like 11 seconds, I run 7:40, but still so far off the standard because 7 seconds off the standard. And with a great last lap, but yeah, I mean, I was really frustrated because I felt like in that race, I felt like I could have run 7:35. Obviously, I didn't run 7:35, and I always hate it on the people that say like, oh yeah, I ran 7:40, but I wore 7:35. No, you need to run the time. So I didn't run it, which is, I guess, all right.
The biggest race in the history of JDL Fast Track unfolding here over the next, well, definitely less than 4 minutes as the men are out racing the mile.
An amazing competition at home. GDL Fast Track, literally an hour and a half from Wingate. And that's the first time I think I was in such a good field because I was racing against the best one in the world at the minute, the Olympic champ called Orca. So I was really hyped up for this race.
I guess to start from the end, I was extremely pleased with the result and how he raced. I was not there in person that day to watch it, and I was watching it on my little phone, so it was kind of hard to put or understand 100% what was going on at all times, but it obviously seemed like a fast race. It was, you know, from the beginning, paced really fast, which that tends to suit Titouan. He was in, I would say, decent position, maybe not the best, but on a faster, on that kind of race where he's so fast, it might not matter as much. I did think he made a crucial move, maybe like 600, about 800 meters in, where he passed one of the guys who eventually dropped out. That completely broke the group into two, and he found himself in the right group. And to be honest, maybe like 600 meters to go, the camera just focused on Cole. And we didn't see Titouan a lot more. I just could catch him every time, just kind of coming around. We saw Cole finishing on the video, and obviously Titouan came flying to finish fourth overall. Which, yeah, we were happy with. The time was really good. I guess the only thing that we had a little question mark was the fact that he did not get the 1500 meter standard. There was a 1500 meter mark, but that was not fast enough, even though his last 110 meters probably were the fastest of the whole field. So yeah, luck was not really on our side, I guess. But other than that, I was extremely happy with how he raced and the competition he faced and how he competed overall.
I finished fourth with 3:51.90, second fastest time ever for a Frenchman. That was amazing. I thought I had it. I called my coach after and I was like, "Do I have it? Do we get the standard?" And he told me that no, you missed it by 0.74 because I split 3:36.74. I had the 1500 meter marks, which did not upset me because I ran an amazing time and I was so happy of my race, but I was like, okay, I still need to get it done to go to the world champ.
So where are you going to get it done?
So yeah, after literally 2 hours of cooling down, my agent called me and he said there's a good race in France in 4 days, you should come back. So I didn't think it twice. I booked my flight and I went back to France. The international meeting of Lieven on a good 1500. Unfortunately, I got put in heat 2, which on the paper was still a good heat, but I would have rather been in heat 1, to be honest. So I go there, a lot of jet lag, obviously, a lot of tiredness for the travel, but no excuses. I know what the pace goes on, and it's like around 3:34, and I know I can run a 3:34, so I just decided to stick to the pacer. But then after a few laps in, I don't know why, probably because of the fatigue and the jet lag, I didn't have so much in me. So I just fell off and tried to hang on with the other guys as long as I could, and that ended up being maybe not the worst race of the season, but the most frustrating race of my season, because I ran 3:36.16. Hear me out, 3:36.16. Yeah, that's right. 0.16 of the world standard.
He races again, he misses out on the standard by a very small amount again. So going into the French champs, having not achieved the standard, what was your plan? What were your thoughts from here?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was, again, not with Titouan for that race, so it was a lot of phone calls back and forth. Yeah, we sort of talked about the idea of going for the standard by himself. That was a plan that I think would have scared a lot of coaches, because I would say it was proposed by Titouan, even though we both talked about it. But I think Titouan kind of like, the way he was talking to me on the phone, like he was like, "Oh, do you think I can do it? Do you think I can actually make it happen?" And probably a lot of coaches would have been like, "No, play it safe, just try to win." But I mean, I know Titouan, and I know that he probably would have, even though it was a hard task, he would have been upset if he didn't try. So yeah, that's the strategy we went into the championships with, and yeah, a few circumstances happened, even like up until the night before. And
so the plan was to take the lead at 600/500 to go and never give up on lane 1. Which I did perfectly. One guy attacked me at 200 to go. I held on the lane for the first turn. On the backstretch, I decided to cruise a little bit. The win was made there, so I was super pleased. That's my first ever French champ medal, and that's a gold one. And among the seniors one, obviously maybe the the fastest few guys weren't there, but hey, that's their problem. I was there and I was the French champ.
Where we kind of decided to change the tactic and yeah, play it more for the win than for the time, which obviously worked out, got the title, and yeah, I guess at that point we were at the mercy of the French selection, and him being so close, we were hopeful that he would be picked.
And so after 2 weeks of being so nervous and so stressed, I finally got a call from the French coach that told me, you are selected, you're going to the World Champ. That was first time ever being at the world stage on a world championship among the senior field. I was on the cloud. So I called Coach Paul. 1 second after, he booked his tickets, was ready to come see me. Jacob, he was ready to come see me. My parents, they were ready to come watch me as well. So that was amazing.
On a fini l'échauffement, on va commencer la séance. On est à 10 jours, peut-être un peu moins de 9 jours des séries pour le championnat du monde. J'ai la meilleure team autour de moi. Valentin Lacam, papa au vélo. Il fera une interview après, papa. Il racontera ce qu'il voudra. Non, ça va être cool. En plus, on est sur un beau soleil là à Montpellier. C'est bon, il fait chaud. Il n'y a pas trop de pluie.
4x400, c'est parti.
I wouldn't say it's like the hardest workout that he's done or anything like that, but with quite a lot of racing, sort of back to back with from the 3K he had 2 weeks until the mile, and then he flew straight to Liévin, and then we had the French champs the week after.
Ouais, je le prends ici quand je prends pas dans la gueule. Je prends vachement l'eau dans la gueule.
Ouais, à fond, t'es derrière. Ouais, franchement, t'es impressionnant. Oh, c'est le bâtard. Regarde.
We sort of, I guess I sort of felt like we missed a bit of training there, going into Worlds, and we didn't have a lot of opportunity to get these bigger sessions. So yeah, one big session before World Champs where we kind of did, I think it was like 3 sets of 400s, 3 sets of 3 400s, kind of decreasing pace. And getting down to like 56s, which I guess it's sort of outdoor 1500 race pace. And yeah, like the idea is not necessarily to like go super crazy, but just to be very smooth, running the pace that you want to run on race day. And it went super well. He did it in France, obviously, so I wasn't there. But it seemed like the weather wasn't amazing, but he still got all the splits done. And I think it was the most important part was the feelings were good. He was flowing well on those speeds, and yeah, I felt like very confident that he was ready to perform at Worlds.
C'est dimanche de toute façon, donc ça sera tout le week-end.
Les séries, c'est le vendredi soir.
Trop cool.
Et la finale, ça sera le dimanche soir.
Vendredi soir, dimanche soir, excellent.
Et on ne sait pas trop combien ils sont par série. Et logiquement, en général, c'est les 3 premiers qui passent 3 ou 4 premiers qui passent en finale.
Allez, 26. Allez, plus que 2 la puce. Ah, ça va être dur, les 2 dernières vont être dures, mais c'est bon. Il n'y en a que 2. Eh oui, hein, tu connais toi. C'est des bons souvenirs, ça en prépa championnat du monde, c'est quand même énorme hein, quand tu y repenses. C'est dans 10 ans, on va se dire qu'est-ce qu'on foutait là quoi. Ouais. Non, c'est top. Pas plus vite, allez. C'est au top là. Un peu vite. Oh, elle est belle celle-là. Ouais, dans les temps. Il gère le temps, nickel. Bah, le but c'est qu'il réfléchisse le moins possible au temps et que moi c'est moi qui lis l'allure. Par contre, lui, se concentrer sur sa technique et régulier. Je trouve pas trop cramé, je trouve. Hein. C'est propre, hein, ouais. Bon, celle-là, ça va être un peu. Il en reste une, ouais. Ouais, 53, 27, quelques de km/h, ouais, ça. Ouais, c'est 27, 17. Et il est temps parce qu'il y a pas mal de monde sur la piste et ça va bouchonner maintenant. Donc il était temps que ça se termine. Sinon ça va faire zigzag et l'air de rien. Enfin, l'entraînement, ouais, tu perds un peu de temps, mais ça devrait aller. Ah, bien, tu as bien réussi, en plus t'es à 27,3 je pense. Donc j'ai à la montre, c'est un peu plus long, mais. Ouais. C'est bien. Faut bien récupérer, bien boire. Et après, on va faire du juin.
Alors je sais pas vous, mais moi je le connais personnellement. C'est une star certes mondiale, mais c'est aussi mon pote, à la compote.
So this is the biggest stage you've been in throughout your career.
Yeah.
You get there. You feeling the pressure?
Pressure. What's pressure? I'm so much under pressure. Paul arrives actually a few hours just before the prelims.
I tend to not get too nervous, but it is true that it was my first World Champs and the first World Champs of somebody that I coached, somebody that I work with.
And in my head, the whole weekend, I had one thing in mind, was like the big race is on Sunday and not on Friday, because on Sunday was the final and Friday was the prelims. And it's kind of like I mentally prepared myself to be ready for the final, even though like I still needed to qualify. And don't get me wrong, I was not one of the favorites to qualify.
Seuls les 3 premiers iront en finale. C'est Titouan, le gris qui est aux avant-postes.
I was quite nervous. I do remember Titouan feeling really calm, or at least like making it look like he was calm. So it gave me the confidence of like, yeah, he's handling.
Titouan Rezé qui fait l'extérieur, l'Italien. Contenu pour l'instant et maintenu par Titouan le gris. Toujours 4e.
I didn't get too intimidated by the stage or anything. I don't think Titouan did either.
Ouais, il est pas mal placé là, Titouan, le champion de France à Clermont. Ouais, c'est pour l'instant une position d'attente idéale en 4e position. Avant de fournir son effort dans les 2 derniers tours peut-être pour Titouan le gris.
I think he got pushed, not in any bad way, just there was contact and he got lost position a little bit, which made me feel a bit like, he's a bit back for my liking with 1 lap to go. But yeah, then he brought his signature close, which, you know, we've seen it so many times, but to see it on the world stage was really, really cool. And just to kind of see him being very competitive against the best of the world is probably like a different step or a different stage that we've never been before and we've never seen before. So.
Qui surveille pour l'instant, allez Titouan jusqu'au bout, il faut qu'il croie en lui jusqu'au bout. Il faut aller chercher la 3e place, il va le faire. Allez Titouan, jusqu'au bout, il va prendre la 2e place devant Chaplin. Magnifique course de Titouan le gris qui arrache sa place en finale.
Superbe
Magnifique.
course. Je pense que quand il accélère dans l'entrée de l'avant-dernière ligne droite, il se dit bon, c'est pour finir bien placé. Je pense qu'il sent le coup. À un moment, on a l'impression qu'il réaccélère à l'entrée du dernier virage, sentant que c'est possible que ça cède devant.
Ah, magnifique finish. Il laisse derrière lui Chapleux, Mauberg, Menech. Magnifique Titouan et qui va chercher la 2e place. Quel finish! Il a même le temps de célébrer. Titouan en passant la ligne.
So yeah, my brain went straight into like, okay, let's get it prepared for the final. Even talking to the French Federation, they were very happy, and a lot of people use the word like it's a nice surprise, and I feel like both of us were like, it's no surprise for us, you know, like we came here to do that. That doesn't mean it was going to be easy, but we came here to do that and feeling confident that we could do that. The reality is we spoke about him being in that championship, and not even on the championship, but we made the conscious effort, I think, from the beginning of the season to talk about not being there, but being competitive there. That I don't know if we actually accomplished it, but we definitely believed it. You know, we went in there believing that that's exactly where we needed to be and that he was ready to compete there. And again, we couldn't know if we were right or not until he stepped on the line, but before the race, we were convinced that that was the case.
I have the opportunity to go big, to be a world champ or be a world medalist, and I don't want to miss this opportunity. I don't want to fuck it up in a way. So I'm trying to be as calm as possible, as focused as possible. But it is hard because I achieved something I wanted to achieve for so long.
And yeah, I guess the race was kind of similar. I was quite nervous just waiting for it. And yeah, the race, I guess, didn't unfold the way we wanted. For sure not. And a lot of people would be happy with the 9th place, but we wanted more. And I think we take a lot of learnings from that. The reality is, at the moment, it felt a little bit weird to see him being not as competitive as we wanted him to be. But then analyzing the race a bit more, yeah, you see that the people that beat him are world class, and they actually executed a world class race. You had to run a really hard last 1,000, a really hard last 800, and yeah, maybe Titouan was a tiny bit off, maybe 1% off, and I feel like that shows when you're competing against that kind of caliber of athletes. But I don't even want to put excuses on saying he was off. I think you just gotta commend the competition. They did a great job, and they deserved to beat him that day, and I feel like that only fuels us to get better and improve on our weaknesses. But overall, I feel like, I mean, it was a very successful championship.
Me and Paul like to think and like to know that we always jump steps, because I think we know where we want to go and we know how to do it most likely. But sometimes step we jumps are big, and maybe this one was a bit too big. That's how I see it. It could have been a much worse result than that. I could have not made it to the final. I could have not made it to the world champ. So yeah, I'm still pleased, but no worries. I'm hungrier than ever. I know I'm gonna go back to this stage. That gives me so much hope for the future and so much adrenaline for what I want to achieve in the future. And I know one day I'll be a world champion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I feel, again, maybe people think we're crazy, but if you share and you spend time with Titouan, then I don't think people would think that we're so crazy. We feel like I feel like you got what it takes to become a world champion one day, and that's what we're gonna work for.